Okay, so you may have a skate tool like this. If you skate, you know what this is. If you don't, basically it's a way to work on your skateboard, and the tool can like go in your pocket or go in a backpack easily. And it's a little more convenient than having a screwdriver and a few wrenches. But there's a little screwdriver that comes with it, you know, and you can lose it pretty easy. It's just a piece of metal, screwdriver metal that's like bent in 90 degrees and goes in that hole. And yeah, you could carry, you know, just a screwdriver, a big screwdriver, but that's not going to go in your pocket very easy, and it's going to be a problem. So what I tried to do is say, well, how can I cheaply and easily replace this? You can see it's a Spitfire. And so what we did was, well, I thought, well, I'll just buy a screwdriver, like a 68-cent Walmart screwdriver, break the plastic off, get the metal part out, put the bend in it, and well, what happened was it's cast steel. It's not normal wrought steel. It's poured in as a liquid into like a mold, so it doesn't bend very well. And that what you're seeing in my hand, right there, that right, I keep moving it around, but I've got it in my hand there, is the one I bought from Walmart, and it wouldn't bend. You'd bend it and it just break off. So anyway, there it is. It's cast, so it doesn't bend very well. Now I also did this with a different screwdriver from Lowe's, and you'll see it in just a second. It bent a little better, but it wouldn't, you know, it eventually it broke too. And so the issue is, well, how do I, you know, get that little screwdriver thing that fits in there, and it's handy dandy, goes in your pocket, and it's got just a little bend in it so you can hold it from spinning, and it fits in the thing. Alright. The difference between wrought steel and cast steel, if you're interested, is wrought steel would be like pressed or rolled into shape. So there's the 98-cent Lowe's one that bent a little better, but it still broke. But cast steel is poured in as a liquid into a mold. And I'm sure there's other differences, but wrought steel, like that skate tool down there, that's wrought steel. So it's cut and welded. So here's what we bought. 96 cents from Walmart. You get 2 of these guys. I mean, just buy that, you know, and so that's definitely cheaper. I think I got the receipt here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit that out. But anyway, so we're gonna open it up. And I don't know if you can tell, they've got a flathead tip. These little screwdrivers come with a flathead tip and a Phillips head tip. And one of them is number 2 size, and one of them is number 1. So number 1 is smaller, and number 2 is the one you want, the bigger one. Okay, that's going to be like your normal skateboard screw, and most screws on this earth. So let's see if it can just go in there just like that. Oh no, it won't. The bend is so tight in the screwdriver that it won't even go in there. So we're going to have to just cut that off. So we come over here to the vise, and we're going to put it in there and try to cut it off. Alright, so yeah, that's the flathead side, and that's the Phillips head side. We're going to cut off the flathead side. If you notice, this is not like a normal skate tool screwdriver, because a normal skate tool would have the Phillips head bit on like the long end and not on the short end. But we're going to cut it. This is a hacksaw. It's a really dull hacksaw. And so it has a hard time cutting. But it's just a little saw with a blade for cutting metal. And it could cut it, but that one's just really dull. So it's so dull that I decided to get bolt cutters. If you don't know what bolt cutters are, then look it up. There's our dull hacksaw. And there's the bolt cutters. So these guys, I have a lot of padlocks on my equipment. Sometimes I lose the key or something. You can cut padlocks with these. Because I use a lot of padlocks. Okay, and you can cut like big wire, you know, if you're doing fencing or something. It's really hard to cut this stuff, and when I cut it, like the metal shoots. Woo, yeah. Oh, I wish you could hear me grunting. Okay, so now we've got just kind of sharp edges on this thing, so we're going to put it back in the vise and smooth out those edges. This sharp. And this is a file. This is a really old file that I have. It's called a bastard file, actually. You can look at the label at Walmart and you'll see exactly what it says on the package. But anyway, you don't want to file up and down. If you can avoid it. It's easier to file side pressing down. So that would be hard to file like that, but that way filing side actually works. Tighten the vise down and go. There we go. And we're just going to file away, and I'll show you all the filing. Just making sure that it's not crazy sharpness. You don't want it to cut your pants or your backpack or whatever. And just smooth out the rough edges, especially on the corners and the ridges you see. Not just flattening it down, but getting those corners. Okay, so I'm happy with it by that point. So now, let's see how it works. Okay, obviously this is kind of reverse of a normal skate tool, but it works and it's 96 cents. Okay, drop it in there, and it goes in there just fine. But we have a problem. It just comes right out. It won't stay. So, what do you think the solution for that is? I bet you'll never guess. Duct tape! You put a little duct tape on it, and then it stays. Just a little bit, didn't take much. And now you got a skate tool, a screwdriver, and if you lose it again, but go back to Walmart with your 96 cents. And it was $103 where I live with tax. And so I hope you enjoyed this video and hope it helps you save money from having to buy a new skate tool.